There it is, guys. What's up? Welcome back to the C qualifiers for the SLI Invitational, the finals. We just got ourselves a nice clean best of 3 here. TNC probably appreciate that fact because they're going up against Mineski. They just lost in a best of 5 in a different tournament to Fnatic. So, hopefully this break, they got like an extra 30 minutes, something like that, is enough for them to kind of reset mentally and get back into it. Should be a rough matchup for them. Mineski looking incredibly strong in the previous games that we've seen them. But hey, you know what? TNC, Mineski, put them with the likes of Liquid, Newbie, Empire, all these other teams that already qualified. I don't have the full list in front of me because I'm not prepared. Either of these two teams will fit in perfectly well. I'm Mike Loris, going to be your caster for this game, and let's see what we got for ourselves here. We did see Mineski run some pretty crazy stuff in their previous games. Lots of kind of silly, tiny play. Lots of very niche strategies that looked weird on the face of it, but were executed just very well. Like, every single weird strategy, I call them weird, is just because it's unorthodox, or it's a strategy that it requires very specific timings or very specific things to go right in order to work. And sometimes those very specific things are just so hard to do. And in the case for Mineski, they were able to do them like every single time. So, hey, you can execute on your strategy. It doesn't matter how niche, how random it is. If it works, man. What's the saying? It's Dota, anything can work. I believe a wise man once said that. It's etched on top of a mountain on a rock somewhere, I think. But let's take a look at these bans. The Tiny will be banned out. Mineski, they've been, and pretty much every other team has been first picking the Clockwork whenever they've been able to get their hands on it. Just not banned out in the first phase. They themselves ban out the Shadow Fiend, so they can't do that very balanced stuff with the Cogs and the Souls. But still, that flexibility from the Clockwork is making him probably the most powerful first pick just because of flexibility. Like, other heroes that used to be in that role, I think are just not seen all that much nowadays. Like, I used to love watching Na'Vi first pick Venge. Like, they were the only team that did it like every single time, and I just loved that shit, man. Just because they would have so much flexibility in how they approach their draft. Clockwork is a very similar hero. However, you also have the luxury of putting him in the offlane as opposed to a carry role. And offlaners sometimes are going to be, very, very thin pickings. Looks like they have lots of options here in this game, though. Not much offlane hate. They'll just go for the Shadow Shaman as well. Take note, Jab's Clockwork, he is an absolute insane human being. But then again, for TNC, they'll go ahead and pick up the Earth Spirit, pick up the Rubik as well. This is about as dangerous, I would say equally dangerous to what Mineski have. Like, the initiation range of Earth Spirit is definitely a lot more than the Clockwork, so you're able to start fights with a little bit more ease. The Rubik is a little bit less clunky than the Shadow Shaman, doesn't offer quite as much control, but he is going to be just a little bit faster, and being able to close the distance, especially if you're going up against, a hero with a blink, a Quap or a Puck or something like that, a roll into a silence, that is going to work if they don't see you coming and they're able to phase shift. But if you're able to just get a telekinesis out of the corner of the trees, something like that, yeah, that'll work every single time. Telekinesis is a very fast cast time. Again, I don't know if it's instant, but it's very, very close to instant. So now at this point, because both teams have very similar bans, similar picks rather, in the fact that they have their support crew lined up, it's time to ban out these kind of generically strong heroes. Puck will be banned out from TNC. Just getting rid of that threat. Such a difficult hero to kill. I'm sure Mineski are kind of okay that TNC aren't going to be picking up the Puck either. Shadow Shaman is pretty good at killing Puck. Clockwork early on is very, very difficult to pressure a Puck. It's very difficult to pressure just blinkers in general. So again, mentioning that Quap, there's really a ton of heroes that are difficult to deal with. Phantom Lancer will be banned out. TNC... what did they run in their last set? I just caught the tail end of their last game versus Fnatic. I think they had Medusa and Batrider, although I might have been swapped. I barely caught it. I caught it on like the score screen, so I didn't really get a chance to look. But I'm like 90% sure that they had a Batrider because that's what Sam H does like all the time, every time. and they won't have a Batrider this time. Will be kicked out. So again, the offlane hero pool is still pretty deep at this stage. It's a matter of personal preference, I suppose. Wasn't going to say Omni Knight, but you know, you can have this luxury of picking up Omni Knight since you've banned out the Razor already. Omni Knight is, though, a very gankable hero from the Mineski side. They, in their previous match, ran a anti-mage up against the Omni Knight lane, and they just slaughtered the Omni Knight like time and time again. It was pretty gruesome to watch. Omni Knight being a melee hero means that Clockwork actually has some game versus the Omni. Should the Omni go towards the off lane, Clockwork can actually pressure him, which is something that isn't really super common as far as offlaners are concerned. Usually they're going to be like either really fast or have some sort of slight mobility spell, like a Sand King or something like that. It's really hard to get on top of Sand King with the Clockwork because of the Burrow Strike. Mineski will grab the Queen of Pain for themselves, just looking for those lanes. Should be going towards mid for Moon. Some pure damage never really goes amiss up against the Omni Knight. But both sides playing their cards really close to the chest right now. And the Omni Knight is a little bit of a quirkier pick, but not really. He's like just going to go towards the offlane. He'll be, you know, killed off once or twice, but it's not the end of the world. Now, here we go. We have ourselves an OD now for TNC. Looks like this OD going up against the Quap. You know, the matchup definitely isn't bad. It is going to be TNC angling for a little bit more of a late game play here. Earth Spirit, Rubik, OD, they definitely can kill off a Queen of Pain, although it's not going to be the cleanest. Definitely does seem like TNC are going to be going more so for a kind of 4 protect 1 type of strategy, at least a little bit more so in that direction. Kind of let Mineski contest them in the late game. With the Queen of Pain, their late game already isn't that bad. Still looking for Ice's hero, still looking for Mushi's hero, I believe. Still you have the Clockwork flexibility, but actually Clockwork as a 4 position looks pretty strong here, so I don't really see any reason for Mineski unless they really want another 4 position. I don't know why they would want that. You just give the Clockwork that spot. Give him to Jabs and just let him do his thing. Because he's been doing his thing and then some. I've been super impressed with Jabs in all the games I've seen from Mineski. Yeah, I just like cast them twice yesterday, so you know, there's that. It's a little bit more fresh in the mind than TNC, who if I recall correctly, just absolutely raffle stomped Fnatic, and that was the only game I cast from them in this tournament. It was like such a sad game because I'm like, oh my god, it's TNC versus Fnatic, wow! And then the games lasted like 30 minutes and then 20 minutes, and TNC just steamrolled them. It was like the most one-sided slaughter I've ever seen in my life. Like, I'm pretty sure we almost got the channel banned because, you know, that's not allowed on Twitch. Mineski, though, will step up the pressure. They know that this is coming. And, you know, you have 2 options when you know that a late game strat is coming. Try to out-late game them, go for those Medusa-typey heroes, or try to out-aggro them. Get in before the timings. Luna is definitely a hero that can put some dents in the Omni Knight's armor. She's getting all that damage for Shadow Shaman and Clockwork. Definitely makes for a dangerous lane setup. No real way for TNC to contest that. 3v3 lanes are going to be really hard to beat with Earth Spirit, Rubik, and one other up against a Luna, because Luna is just going to dominate that lane unless TNC get like Avenge. I can see that maybe contesting, but I also don't see that really being their game plan right now. Would rather just sit back on a little bit more of a late gamer. And we'll ban out the Broodmother, which would have done pretty darn well up against TNC. Rubik in particular really doesn't want to deal with that, and OD has very little game versus the Broodmother. Maybe if the damage from the Imprison happened at the beginning instead of at the end, he would do fine, but that's unfortunately just not how it works. We're still looking for an Ice hero, still looking for a Raven hero on both of these 2 teams. And for Mineski, maybe get a little bit of extra team fight. Brewmaster is still in, and hazing an OD is absolutely crippling. Although I was expecting a little more aggressive. Okay, no, it is that second 4 position. They go for a Chen, slide the Clockwork over towards the off lane. And that is how you make this this draft more aggressive. You go Chen Shadow Shaman as your supports. We've seen Chen kind of dual lane recently in the off lane, just abusing that send back on the creeps. But that's not really like a long-standing thing for the hero. But you don't want to run a Clockwork off lane unless you have aggressive plans. You don't really want to run a Chen unless you have aggressive plans. You can definitely play late game as a Chen, but you don't really want that to be your goal. So Mineski are trying to turn up the heat as much as possible right now. Whoa, new hero PogChamp. This hero still exists? I thought they removed him for pressing ceremonial reasons. No, what? That's a... Huh? Uh-huh. This makes sense. This makes sense. That makes sense. This'll make sense. Bristleback. Bristleback. Dude, we didn't even see Bristleback in Captain's Draft when you only have like half the heroes to pick from. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense, Mineski. Oh, trying to debate me. I was like, offlane Chen, is that a thing? Did I go to sleep, wake up in 2019, and suddenly people are running offlane solo Chen on star offlane players? No, okay, we're... Maybe he just wants to give him the dog? That's a cute dog, man. Like, if I was riding into battle, I would actually be like completely okay with either Luna's mount or Chen's mount. But Bristleback, yeah, we didn't see him at all. He really takes quite a long time to actually get going in the midst of the fights. And even though he is like very frequently regarded as a very tanky type of hero, that really doesn't happen until he gets first of all a lot of levels. Like, you need levels in the namesake Bristleback if you're actually going to be tanky. And you also need, like, an item. You don't really need anything, like, super crazy, but, you know, like a Power Treads or a Hood. Hood actually in this game seems absolutely redonkulous. You need those items. So if you get contested in your lane early on at all, you may be in for a tough time. And up against this Clockwork who is... Oh, what? Dude, I got double debated. What the hell? Okay. Yeah, this Bristleback, the upside of him is that you could just build a Hood and just be okay with this hero and just run around. There is a decent amount of control here for the Mineski side. Bristleback really does have a good matchup versus Chen. The real upside is that you get Essence Aura. Hell yeah, baby. Get that mana infinitely. Get those heals, and Bristleback with heals is so much more powerful than Bristleback without. Every single heal you get, it's all protected by the Bristleback. Moon's gonna take quite a few right clicks here, as TNC are looking to bully their way in. I don't think they'll be able to do anything, and now the trap is sprung. Jabs jumping in, separating 1437, unfortunately unable to do anything with it. Mushi does have the aura level 1, so Mineski are hitting pretty darn hard here. Battle for the bounty rune is going to be Cuckoo to grab it, but at what cost? Because Sam H now caught in the cogs with Ninja Boogie right-clicking in. Jabs as well. Moon's going to spend his skill point on a blink. Looks like that wasn't quite necessary, but they do get the kill anyway. First blood for Mushi. And what's the bounty spread looking like? It's just a 2-2. 2 for Cuckoo, the mid lane OD, like normal things, and then 2 for the offlane Chen versus Bristleback. Is this actually a thing? Hold on, guys. Let me just very quickly check the date on my computer. No, it still says 2018. This is maybe one of the reasons why you're not super eager to run an offlane Chen, because you... Oh, he canceled it! Dude, if anyone was going to run an offlane Chen, then it would be Ice, right? Like, he's just the person who's going to be doing that. So, there are... Let's go over this Chen, because I have seen this 0 times. The upside is that you get jabs on Clockwork. And this dude is actually insane on this hero. So, you know, he's right where he wants to be. Clockwork matching up versus the Omni Knight in the bottom lane, being able to harass the OD very safely. Like, this is a lot of upside here for Mineski. Having a Clockwork being kind of more so on the roam. The Chen is a hero that's, I think, will kind of have to rely on these pulls, these tricks. Very sneaky off-lane play if he's going to actually do well. He's not that slow, but he is actually not that soft either. I'm actually kind of impressed by how bulky this Chen is. But as far as offensive power is concerned, he doesn't have any. He has now a Tornado. That's it. That's all his offensive power right there. So, yeah, it does feel like he's not going to be able to do anything versus Raven under any circumstance whatsoever. I guess, I mean, you do get pure damage with Test of Faith. That's kind of nice up against certain heroes, but that's about it. Well, I mean, we'll see what he's able to do. He was able to pull the first wave already. Grab himself a Tornado creep, and yeah, here comes the Tornado. The slowest moving Tornado of all time. If it is just Chen versus Bristleback, that's actually a pretty even lane, I would say. Like, the Bristleback is not going to be overwhelmingly fast so that he could immediately just start killing off ISSI. So we can see he is starting to use some shenanigans, sending some creeps back all the way to the fountain, just to make sure the creep wave keeps pushing towards his tower and he keeps getting experience. The problem with this is that I don't see the payoff. Like, Chen really, really is powerful because you do have that offensive power early on, and you can kill heroes that don't expect it. There's no real way to kill a Bristleback in this lane because he's always going to expect it. I guess you could still send your creeps elsewhere. Like, that will be unexpected. If you're Sam H right now, and you're chilling on the bottom lane, and then suddenly, like, 2 Chen creeps pop out of nowhere with the Luna, like, you are going to shit yourself because Chen is not supposed to be doing that. Chen's in the off lane. That just doesn't make any sense. So maybe he can do something like that. I mean, for right now, with these shenanigans, CSing, like, perfectly, dude. So far, it's working. But again, it's not about, like, winning the lane as Chen. It's about what do you get if you do win the lane. And again, I'm not really sure what the answer to that is. It will come down to his itemization. Again, Mineski are looking to play this game very aggressively. So having a hero, any hero in the offlane that has any sort of push power and is also having a clean time in lane, that's some pretty nice upside for the Mineski side. I mean, the Chen really isn't something that TNC are concerned with. Maybe they're underestimating him. Maybe they are. Maybe I am. It is very possible. But yeah, I mean, fast hand of God. Yeah, I've seen worse things. And if you look at Test of Faith and Penitence, like, these are actually insanely crazy abilities, but they're just, like, not as good as Holy Persuasion. So you get Holy Persuasion every single time. But yeah, if you get this, like, nuking build going up, I'm sure we've all played our fair share of laning, nuking Chen. If you haven't, you're seriously missing out because it is seriously amazing. By the way, it's just dying in the meantime. Please just start maxing out Test of Faith right now. Drop 400 bombs on people with amplification from Penitence. I want to see it, please. That's my my formal request. Clockwork only level 2 right now. Maybe looking for the move here into the jungle, actually. Wrapping around, not going to find anyone. Cuckoo in the meantime, trading hits with Moon. Mid lane being pretty well won here by Nana / Moon, whatever you want to call him. Again, the matchup isn't terrible for the OD, but killing off the Queen of Pain definitely requires a lot of effort. Dude, he went 3 points in Shadow Strike. That's why this lane is going so well for the Queen of Pain, because she's going all in on the harassment. You know, it used to be a thing for Queen of Pain. You would just max out Shadow Strike and Blink. Like, that would just be the build. That is what you do with Queen of Pain. And you can kind of see why. Like, the damage is adding up. You got another Twister coming in. It's so hard to get the finishing blow on these heroes with this type of build. But, oh, it actually, the ticks do kill off infused raindrops. Interesting. I mean, I knew the initial hit would, but the damage per tick is just enough, I guess. But yeah, it will be difficult for the Queen of Pain to actually get finishing blows here. This is a pure laning build for the Moon Quap. So far, it's doing a pretty good job. So far, everyone on the Mineski side doing a pretty good job. Now, obviously, the Omni Knight can't really contest this lane. Sam H has had quite a bit of backup hanging around, but not able to really get into a spot where they can help him do anything aggressive versus this Luna. She's just way too quick. Even with degen and with the boots, Omni Knight will never really be able to get close enough to Mushi for an extended period of time. And Mushi's just too fast. Like, how is this fair? Like, he only has boots and he has 380 movement speed. Like, that's just so stupid, man. She's riding a Panther, so I guess it makes sense, but goddamn, she is really quick. Maybe this is why everyone just keeps ground boots nowadays until they get travels, because you don't need to upgrade them unless you're a very specific hero. Raven, by the way, getting all the CS in the world because there's nothing that Chen could do about him. Stacking up a little bit as well. Looks like Vanguard right around the corner for this Bristleback. Oh, Chen gonna jack the stack, though, in a very traditional Chen move. Now level 7, has his goon army at maximum. Jabs is going to get rolled in on, kicked as well. Chen, Hand of God is there, but Raven has one more Quill Spray to kill. No, maybe one more. Oh, the send back! Oh, it's not in time. How much delay is that? 3 seconds. That was actually pretty close. Clockwork, not exactly a high armor hero despite his appearances. Chen equals int hero counter to OD. Yeah, that's definitely how that works. Oh my god, he's going for a Midas. The madman. Dude, Ice 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 is... Do you know the phrase, like, mad genius? So far, he's not that yet. He's just mad. This, we'll see if he's actually a confirmed genius. It has to work. Like, if you go for this crazy shit and it doesn't work, then you're just stupid. Cuckoo, by the way, is in a lot of trouble right now. He's going to try to race Moon. He does not have his ultimate. He's only level 5. Bump back won't quite kill him. Kick is there. Will slow down Moon. And again, getting these finishing blows. Very difficult. Although it was a little bit of a mistake there from Jabs. He, I'm pretty sure, meant to cog the OD back towards the Quap. And at that point, you're just dead as the OD. No chance at all. Ninja Boogie. The courier sees him. Unfortunately, Shadow Shaman doesn't have nearly enough damage. Oh my god, they rotated with the Eclipse and killed Mushi. While I'm watching a Shadow Shaman do frickin' jack all in the jungle. Well, that's the rotation you would expect from Luna's. That's honestly very standard stuff. With Terrorblade, you rotate out to take down towers. With Luna's, you rotate out in order to use your Eclipse. It will probably never really work up against the Omni Knight. She doesn't... I don't think Mineski know exactly what this Omni Knight's build is, but you don't really want to use an Eclipse and then suddenly have it run full on against a Repel. Like, that feels bad. Cuckoo playing things pretty fast and loose here. This damage over time from the Shadow Strike seriously adding up, but then again, Queen of Pain getting hit with a lot of those orbs. None too bright right now. Her intelligence is really hurting. Speaking of hurting, Ninja Boogie can take a full purification. Kicked in the face, rolled in on as well, and beaten to death by a hammer. I can't say whether or not that's a good death, but it doesn't really seem like a great one. I have never been killed by a hammer before, IRL, so I don't know. Just trying to give this Shadow Shaman his space. We saw this from Mineski previously. In really all their games, like every single time Mushi would rotate out, or Moon would rotate out, and they would kill people, like we're seeing them kill Cuckoo. Although TP's coming in for 1437, he's only level 3 Rubik, so he doesn't really have that much game. Sonic Wave will cut through, not quite in range to connect onto the Rubik, but I don't think it really matters. With the slow from the dagger and the shock from Boogie, I'll take 2 kills over in mid. Moon also was arcane runed that time, so the cooldown on Sonic Wave very, very low. Just adding a little bit of extra value to the kill there. Alright, Chen, you've got your Hand of Midas. You're level frickin' 9. He's only going to keep Test of Faith at level 1 here and just go all in for the Penitent. Test, what do you build here as this Chen? I have no clue. Like, I have no idea what his game plan is. I hope it's like Dagon. Like, that's my personal wish list here for Ice Ice Ice. I'm not really sure how feasible that actually is, but I mean, you have all this gold. Is there anything that'll actually, like, no, like, Omni Knight has like a plus 70 damage talent, 90 damage talent. So like, if you're playing Omni Knight, then you could actually like do things, play Omni Knight regularly, but then just get that talent and then just suddenly bust heads open. I don't think Chen has any of those talents. Like armor, Test of Faith cooldown, that's whatever. Creep health, a lot of gold per minute, so he's gonna be rolling the dough. He's just gonna straight rush Ags. He's just playing like a normal Chen, except with the Hand of Midas and super accelerated because he's level frickin' 9 right now. Oh my god, he's collecting all the Wild Wings in the world also. Oh, poor Wild Wing, kicked out of his tornado. Oh my god, he has 3 of them. He has 3 of them. I bet you wish you didn't have a Vanguard now, Raven. I mean, he's gonna get a lot of survivability from this item, but my god. They're gonna have to work so hard to stop these tornadoes every single time. The cooldowns are pretty long. The Ring of Aquila, though, you'll probably have enough mana on these as I miss more kills. That's not even happening. Is Moon solo kill? Oh, it's because the Arcane Rune. I don't know if Cuckoo expected that Arcane Rune. He's like, oh, you know, I'm taking some damage from this Quap. Not a big deal. He can't kill me. You're wrong. You're very wrong. Moon's got this lane on lock. OD is kind of getting his shit kicked in over in mid. He's going to go for the Hand of Midas. Pretty standard OD fare here, but very, very far behind in the net worth department. The off-lane Chen has more farm than the mid OD. Words I never thought I would say. Flare out from Jabs. We'll see everything that's going on up towards top here. With this build from the Chen, I mean, he is happy to push down towers, but really, he's not. That's not his like absolute #1 goal. Sam H On the run out, Moon Dagger going to land. There is Repel and TP here. Oh, no way. No way. Okay, they see him. Hook shot will cancel the TP, and now he's stuck in the corner. Literally cannot move. Feels bad, man. It was a good try, but Flare does give vision because it's a flare, and that's usually what flares are used for, giving vision. Omni Knight, wrong place, wrong time. I mean, this strat from Mineski hasn't really, like, done anything. Like, they've moved around with these heroes, but not to any serious degree. Oh, Earth Spirit, can you get out of here? He's gonna drop his entire kit on the Clockwork, taking a lot of damage here. And a God gonna keep him alive as Moon does swoop in for the kill. Now body blocking Raven. He does have 1 point in the warpath. The Quills will not kill off Jabs though, and they'll get to the shrine, drink its waters, keep that Clockwork alive. But yeah, the Mineski side hasn't really done anything as a big team movement. This Chen though, just I'm pretty sure it's just tilting TNC. The movements from Mineski are certainly better than that of TNC. So far, we've seen pretty much no action here from Tims. Like, he's been kind of hanging around, but so far has really not done anything as far as getting kills on important targets. Zero pressure on Moon, zero pressure on Mushi. His movements, I mean, maybe they were spotted the entire time, wasn't exactly keeping close track of the vision, but for whatever reason, just not working well for them. And now, oh, Hex onto the Bristleback. He's going to turn his back, though. There's no break effects here on the Mineski side. They'll go for the tower, will be killed off. Raven's gonna get repelled, purified as well, but still taking a lot of damage here. Dude, look at these Serpent Wars just turning on each other and getting denies. In the meantime, Ice Ice Ice, top lane with his goon squad of birds, is pushing the tower top and will get it. That's 2 towers and a huge kill lead for Mineski. I mean, not a huge kill lead necessarily, but a huge gold lead. Mostly because they're just bouncing around, getting kills, and then farming the lane. In TNC, we've seen, you know, very little of Tims, very little of 1437. And Raven is ready to fight right now. As a Bristleback, you're pretty powerful in the late game, but it's really right in this stage when you get your first item, you get your first point in Warpath, that you really want to fight. Otherwise, you give the enemies longer and longer to build just random armor items or mobility items, force stabs, chainmails. Yes, items as basic as chainmail. Oh my god, the next levelness here. They scouted the TP with tornadoes. He is repelled, but the tornado does slow just a bit. Penetrance goes off into Raven. He's going to take the full power of the Moon. No, 147 jacks it. Returns the Eclipse, kills off the Luna. Jabs TPing out will go down to 1437. A double kill for the Rubik. As Ice Ice has to back off, Moon 2 will retreat. What's going on up here? Tims is in an awkward spot, but only a handful of, I'm going to call them supports. Ice Ice is going to send Shadow Shaman back, TP out himself. Sonic Wave cuts through his Moon, makes a big arrival back into the fight, but he used Blink to get in there, so he's going to die immediately afterwards. And suddenly, that lead from Mineski pared down just a bit. TNC strike really hard there, and we can see who really won that fight for them. That was the steal of the Eclipse from the Rubik, and then the kill on the Clockwork afterwards, 1437, with all the right plays in that fight. And Mineski kind of also trickling in, so they're not doing themselves any huge favors in that engagement either. But yeah, as a Luna, you really can't survive an Eclipse. She's actually not too soft right now. Gonna go for that Dragonlance buildup. But yeah, it's an Eclipse that you're eating in the face. Trying to dive a tower for a Bristleback who has an Omni Knight on his team. That's already a bold call there from the Mineski squad. So getting sufficiently punished. Still are in a very good spot in this game. Oh my god, they're going for double Midas, at least. Is this button the... yeah, this is the item button. I actually didn't know that this item button existed. Like, I actually had no idea what it was bound to on my computer, so they only had 2 Midases, and that's about it. Everyone else playing their hero rather normally, it seems. Chen's about halfway towards his Aghanim Scepter, a little more than that. He's actually level frickin' 14, dude. I mean, you get the experience talent at level 10. I don't know if you get the gold talent on 20. 180 gold is quite nice, but it's at the same time you're working with a level 20 Chen with Andamitis. Like, do you really need that? Push into this tower will be slow and steady. Push on top lane. Ice's creeps will actually grab the last hit there, so TNC absolutely need to get this tower killed off. No resistance here from the Mineski side, but then again, we do have mid lane pushing in. Ninja Boogie chugging down those blue potions. He's going to drop his Serpent Wards, making it maybe a 2-tower attempt here. A lot of damage actually on this top lane, dropping it down to about half HP. Mid lane tier 2 as well. Not going to die here, but still is going to get chipped down. And as Serpent Wards again. Oh, Raven just can't get them. We got one. Dude, how bad must this feel to try to kill off these things and they're denying each other? I wonder if those count for denies as for the Shadow Shaman. I don't know if they do. They're able to just walk in, get a really, really efficient tower trade, period. And, I mean, damage-wise, they do so much more damage to these structures than TNC. And TNC, again, are a little bit more so angled towards the later stages of the game, at least with this OD. Not having gone for the Midas may be pretty costly here for Cuckoo. But he's going to be a little more fight-ready, yeah, that's for sure, but it's really difficult to farm as the OD unless you're farming heads. So he needs to be able to survive in these fights. And up against this Mineski squad, that is not an incredibly easy thing to do. At least the Omni Knight, like, he doesn't really have to worry too much about the Bristleback, so he can kind of focus his efforts. Oh, the stomp from nowhere from the Centaur, catches 1437. Dude, Chen is actually just techies right now. Like, that's what's happening. Also has his Aghanim Scepter ready. So, yeah, that just happened. But yeah, it is maybe going to be a little bit difficult for TNC, despite the fact that their heroes kind of want to play in that style, to actually reach farm levels that you can associate with that style. I mean, Luna is going to be farming her brains out. That's just what she does. Ready to level 15. The Chen, he's level 15 as well. He's going to take some Test of Faith cooldown. 6 seconds nuke. And a God goes off. And that's for Ninja Boogie on bottom lane. Who cares, right? Shadow Shaman's dead. Does it actually matter? No. Cuckoo is going to get the kill, and 200 gold for the OD. He'd certainly do a lot worse there. Where is the Goon Squad? Oh my god, he took the Prowler. This guy is the worst guy in all of Dota. You get gold always? Alright, I'll trust you. I think you have some reputation. Oh, these Prowlers are actually dying to the other Prowlers. Wait, this is the other one. This is the... He's get the aura. Nope. Yeah, he's turning it back. The regen is quite nice, but I'm not sure if it's better than just raw health. And now, punishment. Messing around with creeps a little bit too much. Is silenced. Back up, kind of nearby, but nowhere close enough to actually do anything. TNC starting to get a couple creeps here and there. They'll find the Prowler Shaman. You don't want to mess with these guys, though. They'll mess you up. Okay, maybe not that bad, but yeah, they're gonna back up. I had no idea it's called a Prowler Acolyte, by the way. Like, who reads these things? You don't read their names, you just kill them. Moon on the hunt, does have the Orchid, does have a decent wraparound of 1437, but he doesn't really know where he is until 1437 shows himself, and Moon's like, oh wait, he's right there. I don't know if you can kill him, though. He's gonna immediately TP out. He'll be just fine. Bottom lane being pushed by the Luna, mid lane being pushed by the rest of TNC. Crimson goes up. Push attempt. Let's see how well it's going to go here. Cuckoo pushing forward, looking for the Imprison. Does have a decent amount of mobility thanks to the drums, but a little bit less movement speed thanks to the Twisters over in mid. Jabs. Thinking about hookshotting in. Jump in from Moon. Slowing down Raven with the dagger. Will do about nothing up against Bristleback. Back turned. Also with that Insight Aura. Also with healing up the wazoo. So Mineski looking for this team fight. Luna does have level 2 Eclipse. Very close to level 3. Wraparound though, smoke up. Mushi is in the front. Not where he wants to be, but he gets the Force Staff out. 1437 Force Staff's in as well, but way too far. Straight into a Hex. He will get purified and imprisoned, but I don't know how he actually gets out of this scenario because he's actually just straight trapped. Maybe, oh no, there's no Hand of God. He actually got himself silenced by the Orchid. Now the hook shot back in as well. They're fighting around the Serpent Wards. The Eclipse is going to drop down. Finally, the GA comes out. from Sam H. Can they actually kill off here? Ninja Boogie, again, that's not a relevant kill. They need to find Mushi, they need to find Moon, but they don't really have enough just bruising power to get in there. Sam H, very, very weakened. Can't really charge himself in forward. Oh, the response though for Cuckoo with Repel is going to do no damage with that Eclipse whatsoever. They do imprison the Clockwork, but Moon is still in the action, killing off Sam H. Now looking for the OD. Jabs may fall here, but again, that's not really a relevant kill for the TNC squad, especially if they lose Raven. As tanky as he is, he's not invulnerable. Now he is invulnerable, but soon he won't be. Fireball on the decks, jump forward from Mushi, looking for Raven, and with the jump in back from Moon, will kill off the OD as well. It's a full team wipe and a 5-for-2, I believe, exchange. Yeah, for the Mineski squad. First of all, 1437, that move was a little bit aggressive, but I think it was actually just the Queen of Pain. That timing of the Orchid effect on that Omni Knight that really won them that fight. Omni Knight, like when he was right over here, like that's when you want a GA. You hit all your allies and you're actually able to push forward. Whereas Mineski at that point have no option but to kind of abandon their position around their Serpent Wards. But he was silenced. He just got hit with that first thing. Not much focus on the Omni Knight afterwards, just that silence effect. And it was enough to make sure that they were able to hold their position and fighting with Eclipse in that area. No way for there to be any creeps there. Except for these guys, but I'm pretty sure these guys were just not involved at all. Mushi was a little bit further to the south here. Getting a full Eclipse without having to worry about any extra sustain from the Omni Knight. Obviously no GA, but also just no Purifies, no Repels. He just silenced the entire time. He's going to try to get an Echo Shell to get rid of that effect in the future. An absolute necessity, that's for sure. Mineski just doing all the damage. Ninja Boogie randomly teleporting out, and Tim's is going to find him. Hey, there's a Shadow Shaman here. Shock stolen by the Rubik. Top lane, Moon is pushing. Against the Bristleback, though, is actually doing no damage, so that's fine. Although this might do some damage. Everyone else, Smoked Up, will run right by Raven and right into the base. Mushi with the Aegis is not waiting at all. I don't know where Chen's creeps are. They're lagging a little bit behind here. Forcing the TPs already from the TNC squad. Bottom lane is pushing from Chen. Gonna send someone back. Looks like he's gonna send Mushi back express here. Where did Chen's creeps go? Okay, we got Thunder Lizard, Ancient Granite Golem. Now this is what you want right here. Frenzy. That's the good stuff, man. That is the good stuff with a hero like Luna. Let me just mouse over it. Allows an ally to frenzy. It's just like Bloodlust, kind of. Or is there a better... No, it's more like Alacrity. I don't know. Is there any real difference between Alacrity and Bloodlust? Not really, guys. Come on. Tim's looking for Mushi. This is a double life Luna with the Hurricane Pike. Yeah, she is going to get hit with the Boulder Smash. Silence as well. Immediately force stabbed out. There are no additional force stabs here as Moon is going to show himself. Flare going to give them absolute full vision here. Pulling back into the jungle. But again, they are not concealed at all. So this is clear as day here. This day now does break. Sentry is going to be cleared off as well. So TNC's position is 100% revealed. You can see Ice 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 immediately going to say, okay, you want to play around in that area? I'm just going to push your tower with my creeps and nothing else. These Ancients doing some serious damage here, and Raven may be able to kill a handful of them, but there's going to be more. That's a damn promise right there. Unless Mushi kills them all. Dude, your ally needs these. Maybe not. So that's a attempt from TNC. I think it's a pretty good one. I mean, honestly, I don't mind that attempt one bit. Unfortunately, not with enough initiation power to actually start a fight convincingly. And hell, I don't think they have enough fighting power, being 12k behind, to end a fight convincingly either. If they're able to catch Mushi when he's farming this camp, then yeah, they're able to probably, definitely kill off the Aegis. Maybe even kill him off twice. Does he have BKB? He is going for BKB, but it's not up yet. Uh-oh, 1437, wrong neighborhood. Although, with the Lotus, take out all those dot effects from the Quap. Maybe Raven is in some trouble. Does feel like they actually need a break to kill off this Bristleback. I'm not really sure who's going to be able to get a break effect, though. Doesn't seem like anyone is really heading in towards that direction. Maybe they're just going to try to leave him for last. And the Bristleback is building pure tanky items. He's going to get a Heaven's Halberd, which gives him little bit of extra damage. Really, it's all about these quills in the warpath. It does feel like this is the type of game where Raven, maybe not defensively, but at least offensively, can get just some serious value out of something like a Radiance. Or hell, even like a Shiva's Guard or Salt Cuirass, like some item that gives him some mixed damage right now, because this build is incredibly defensive. And at that point, it's like, who's doing the damage from TNC? No one really. Gotta steal in the clips, I guess. Smoke up now from Mineski. They don't have any initiation on Ninja Boogie. Jabs, of course, though, does have that hook shot. And they have Illusions fanned out, will find Raven. It's not really something they want to go towards. Ice, where is his army? I wish there was some way for me to see where his creeps are. I don't see them on the map, but there they are. There's his army. That's a great army, dude. Nice. Probably just need to get some creeps. Maybe. Would be pretty good. Aegis is going to be reclaimed. And for Mineski, they are getting scary farmed on this Luna. Level 20 right now. Get that extra ultimate orb for free. But it's that BKB that they really want to play around. Plus, actually, this Arcane Rune. That's not bad either. Looks like they have been able to pick up the dragon as well. TNC are going to be really, really wishing that Cuckoo went for a Hand of Midas build instead. He's still behind Ice's Chen. I mean, he's starting to build up some pretty nice items here. Hurricane Pike will definitely do him wonders. But at the same time, that's all he has. He just has mobility. Really needs to just land like infinite arcane orbs, and I don't know if there's enough control for him to be able to do that. Definitely enough sustain. Lift up on Luna. They stun her a couple times, beam her down as well, but ultimately we'll be able to fall back really without too much of an issue here. Serpent wards will be dropped, though. Will be cleaned up pretty quickly. Here comes the Black Dragons. They will almost kill off the creep wave and will just fail. Is Deathwing in the Black Dragon flight, guys? I'm a little bit sketchy on my Warcraft lore. I'm pretty sure he is. Is there a Black Dragon flight? No, there definitely is. There definitely is. I'm 100% sure on that. Why am I talking about this? I don't know. We got BKBs in the front lines here as TNC will be backing off up the high ground. Oh, it's over, Mushi. They have the high ground. No longer do they have the high ground. Now, kind of everyone has the high ground. Mushi gonna run into a huge army, though. Immediately get telekinesis, and then blown to hell. No, not quite. Hand of God can keep him alive. He pops the BKB. He is still silenced, though, because he used the Berserk from the Mask of Madness. And he actually gets sent back to the base, so he has got to get back here very quickly. Tim's going to try to roll out, but gets hookshot in by jabs. Now the Eclipse comes in as Mushi makes a grand return. It's going to do a lot of damage to TNC and just eviscerate all of them. Raven, of course, the tanky one, is going to be the last one to fall. How much damage will these quills actually do? Now caught in a cage, like a pig in a cage, and he's, like, not even moving. And now he's going to try to make a break for it. Mushi, though, is in there. And look at this, like, mosh pit of things. They completely surround him and kill him off. And for the Luna, that send back, it looked like. Able to get her back into the fight really, really quickly. Bristleback does have the buyback, but, I mean, again, he didn't really do any damage there. Man, you catch a Luna like that, you've got to be able to kill her off, but just not going to happen. She'll be disarmed. Will not matter. Raven will start getting kind of pecked at by these glaives. But even with the Crimson Guards, the Crimson Guard actually fully protected. Fully protects against some of these bounces, it looks like. Still, they walk in, take the racks, or at least half the set. We'll back out. Moon now. Another Arcane Rune? Same one? Maybe the same one? Either way, is right around the corner from a Sheep Stick. What does Ice actually have going for him? Went for the Guardian Greaves. Went for some... he actually just went... Dude, didn't someone say gold every single time? Didn't someone say that? Dude, I'm calling you out in chat. You know who you are. But we got Butterfly next on the Luna. I mean, evasion is... I mean, evasion's only, like, good if it's worth dodging attacks. Right now, it's like, yeah, you're dodging attacks, but those attacks don't do any damage to you anyway. It's going to be a gigantic agility monster. Scariest type of monster, of course. Right now for Mineski, probably just waiting, chilling for that Roche. 22 seconds. Refresher Shard, actually pretty insanely powerful on a Chen. Obviously, you get a double Eclipse or a double Sonic Wave that'll just bust through TNC like nobody's business. Dude, did you just intentionally block Mushi there? I think that looks pretty much just happened. This is only the second Roche though, I think. Yeah, it's only the second one, so no Refresher Shard yet. But still, Aegis, Cheese, TNC are struggling to kill off anyone relevant. Now they have to kill him twice. So, good luck, I guess. I mean, Luna will have extra durability thanks to that evasion. Sheepstick, not really a hugely bulky item for the Quap, but still, it's just a level 23 hero with Magic Immunity. BKB still at 9 seconds. How is this tower still alive? These are the mysteries of the universe right here. They're still just gonna go ahead and push it with their, 0 damage. Ice is gonna look to bring his creeps in as Moon and Mushi make their crash in, trying to go for the OD. GA does come up and protects Kuka for a little while longer. Sonic Wave being chucked in as well. Hook shot in now, giving chase. Will end up killing off 1-4-3-7. The cogs will go up, not really doing them any favors, but they'll look for Sam H instead. He's imprisoned by his friendly. In the meantime, Shackles goes off onto Raven with the Eclipse coming down. The Fury of the Moon will once again slay another enemy. And the Omni Knight will barely TP out and get him back to safety, but the base for the Dire is in shambles. They've lost the Bristleback. And yeah, the cooldowns are used here for Mineski, but they're still all pretty much 100% at full HP. And what are you doing back here, OD? How? What? Okay, I'm not really sure why he was there, but it doesn't matter anyway, because Mineski are able to take this game. And now we have the question. Now we have the real question. Chen offlane, is it good? I definitely don't think it was bad, but not for, like, I think the main benefit of this was the fact that he was able to get such a fast Hand of God. Like, that seems like that was the biggest asset here for the Mineski side. Like, Ice was getting so much in the way of experience, mostly because, I mean, the Bristleback couldn't really contest him all that much. He just couldn't do it. He was by himself also. But it didn't really seem like this Chen offlane, like, as quirky as it is, I'm sure we all want it to have won Mineski the game. I don't think that's what happened here. I think it's the fact that they actually had rotations. The rotations were good, but they actually just moved around the map. Compare that to what TNC did. Like, we didn't see 1437 really do anything until he stole that Eclipse. We didn't see Tim's do really anything either. It is difficult to kill off heroes like Queen of Pain. Like, it's kind of difficult to kill off heroes like Luna as well if you don't have overwhelming offensive power in that lane, and Omni Knight isn't really that type of hero, but it did seem like it was just Mineski playing better with their heroes than TNC. Like, they just made all the right moves, Chen or not. I really wish I could say, oh my god, that Chen was amazing, and he won them the game, but I don't think that's the case. Guys, it's going to win Mineski Game 1. This is a best of 3 to determine who's actually going to the main SLI event. Let's see who actually qualify. We've got Liquid, Newbie, LGD, Empire, Infamous, and Kingwin so far qualified, with only SEA and NA left to play. I'm Mike Loris, and I'll be right back for Game 2, guys.